Hi, welcome to Sugar Free. This is the Daily Tarot for Friday, the 12th of November 2021. I've shuffled, so I will cut. This is a major arcana reading. The Lovers, Chariot in reverse, and Death. Okay. Right, well, the Lovers is all about choosing to do something. And while we may think that we choose with our minds, often we choose with our gut. This little dude here, blindfolded, Eros, Kama, as he is known in the Vedic system, shoots the arrow, and it's the arrow of kind of non-negotiable desire. Now, when I say non-negotiable desire, I don't mean that one doesn't negotiate about what one does with one's desires. Of course, we have to negotiate that, we have to mediate that, we have to moderate that, and but the desire is what it is, and once it is coursing through our veins, no amount of thinking will get rid of it. Okay, so that's what the Lovers card is all about. And when that desire courses through our veins, we want to move, we want to do something, we want to take some action. And in taking action A, we eschew and turn away from action B, C, D, E, F, G, etc., etc., etc. And this young man, in choosing the young woman, turns his back on his mother. Okay, and that's the choice he's taking. This card used to be called the Choice. Okay, I don't see this really as anything to do with love affairs. It's to do with how we experience wanting and choosing. Okay, so we've got that on the table. The Lovers is immediately followed in the tarot cycle by the Chariot in the reverse today. So the Chariot is the kind of the start of the action once we've taken a choice. This is taking a choice based on that like ridiculous desire. Not ridiculous necessarily for what we want, but just the fact that we have it, and you can't police it, and as I say, you can't think it away. It's just there. What we then choose to do about it is another matter. Okay, and once we choose to do something about it, we have kicked off a karmic cycle. That's what the Chariot card is about. It's about this movement, forward motion with something. However, today it's in the reverse. So we've got a kind of I want to, but then there's a kind of I'm not going to, or it's not going to happen, or it's just not happening. Wanting it to happen, not happening. Now, whether that's by our choice, again, whether that's by our own design, that what we want to happen doesn't happen, or whether it's just one of those things, you know, sometimes it's one, sometimes it's the other. Third card on the table today, Death. Okay, so there is something coming to an end, and something, a new phase of something starting, but it's not because of anything we do. We don't die because, or death doesn't exist because of us. It's part of our lives, and we would do well to digest the fact of it, but we don't make death what it is. Everything dies. It's completely impersonal, it's completely democratic, it's the great leveler. And that's what's happening with all this stuff down here, all this wealth and all this power that has been accrued through a life. It's just like cut down, shoo. And there's not a whole lot, well, nothing we can do about it. And all world religions, all of them, are really rooted in why and what is death. We don't know. We don't get it as human beings. Now, this comes halfway through the cycle, card number 13, interesting, 6 and 7 adds up to 13. There's something breaking out of a shell here. But again, the shell isn't broken by the chick inside the shell because it's sitting there and it thinks, oh, I think I'll break my shell. That would be interesting. Let's see what happens. No, it's nothing to do with it. It's just what it does. The grass doesn't grow because it wants to. You know, the sun doesn't shine because it wants to. It's just what it does. It's its nature. And there is this constant expansion and growth. And in order for something to grow, something has to break. That's what I'm seeing here. So we've got this idea of choosing, but, you know, this, as I say, this little angel here puts a fire in the blood and really pushes us forward into choosing. But there is, in this reading, no action off the back of that choice. And we have this inevitable transformation and change happening here. So it's a very interesting juxtaposition of the willed and the submitted to. Okay, I'm going to pull another one. Temperance in the reverse. Now, how interesting. Now we've gone from 13 to 14. 13 in the upright, 14 in the reverse. Like we went from 6 in the upright to 7 in the reverse. So there's really, really something going on here with the frequency and the vibration, if I can say it, the pulse of this reading. Because temperance follows the death card, because once we have accepted this, the reality of this, and as I say, the impersonal, completely democratic nature of this, the inevitability of this, we come to this lovely place of rest here in the temperance card. But again, this is in the reverse. So there's a kind of, it's like a womb contracting to sort of push something out. And even birth is a kind of death, because, you know, once a baby's born, the life that the parents had before is over, and it's over forever, you know. So everything is movement. There's a kind of pulsating feel to this, but I'm not sure where it's going yet. Okay, that's very, very interesting. We're really in quite a wild place here. We are not in a place of the world, okay? This is the Hierophant. He's come out in the reverse today. The Hierophant is very early on, card number 5. This is the kind of reification and systemization of spiritual awareness and the spiritual plane, introduced very early with card number 2, the High Priestess. And then we have the Emperor and the Empress, and then we come to the High Priest, card number 5. This is about how to behave in the world with matters like this. The will, the desire, the fire in the blood to do things. It's all kind of ruled, and we have all these systems of moral rectitude. We need them. Or else there'd just be chaos. People would just be going around like grabbing what they want from where they want, and there'd be all sorts of unhappiness. So we have to have these systems. But today it's in the reverse. So, you know, we are not in a worldly place with this. This is a very visceral, natural thing that's going on here. There's a natural process of the pulsing of something new being pushed out of something that already exists. Okay, and the Magician in the reverse. Okay, we're not acting on this today, whatever it is, and we see that already in the Chariot in the reverse. And I don't even know, to tell you the truth, whether we're thinking much about this. There is a force of nature at work in us today. The invitation on the table is to own this, okay? We've got the Lovers and Death, the only 2 cards in the upright of the entire reading, we are not concerned with how things play out in the public sphere. We do not feel particularly self-contained or sort of at peace with this. There's a birth pang going on, but it's not born today. Whatever this new thing that is being born out of something that already exists by sheer desire. And there's an inevitability about that as well. I mean, this little camera here and this skeleton here are two ends of the same cycle. You can't argue with either of them. We can't argue with this today. And there's no point in trying to sort of rationalise it or make sense of it. We're swept up in it. So I would say the invitation on the table's down. I'm just going to take a peek at the next card. Yeah, okay. All right. The Fool in the upright. The invitation today is to treat whatever this is as a completely new land, a completely open road, and to plug in to the infinite potential that can be born of the human experience. And I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye-bye.